Hello. We have here a Rock River LAR-8 308 with the, this is the A4 model with the 26-inch barrel. Ooh, excuse me, allergies. I have mounted here the Leupold VX-3 8.5 by 25 by 50 millimeter with the sunshade that comes with it. Excuse me. Has the finger clickable windage and elevation knobs. I have the covers off. Today I was shooting PMC 147 grain full metal jackets. They're $18 a box. I was shooting at 100 yards down there at that white target. You can see. Today's the first time I've shot it with a scope on it. I shot a few rounds off without the scope on it earlier, just because I couldn't wait to shoot it. But my first impression, even shooting cheap ammo, is that this thing is a nail driver. I mean, it with cheap ammo and the wind out here. I don't know if you can see it. The wind died down to about 5-10 miles an hour now. It was blowing. It was taking about 20 miles an hour here earlier, and this thing is, I've got the Harris 9 to 13-inch bipod on it, and I was having to shoot a little bit downhill to my target, and I've got the 25, I was cranked up at 25 power, and that's a little bit of a magnification there, and it was kind of hard to hold exactly steady, having to pick the butt end of the stock up to aim downhill a little bit. If I was shooting off sandbags or off level ground where I could get a little more steady, and if the wind wasn't blowing, 20 mile an hour crosswind, that'd be great. But it took me 3 shots to figure out where it was shooting. I mounted the scope and it was shooting way low. It was shooting way low, and it took me a couple shots to figure that out. And I saw some grass kicking up in the bottom of my scope, and then I dialed it up 21 minutes of angle, and that put it 6 minutes of angle high, and then I dialed it in from there. But these bullets, like I said, they're just cheap, and I'm gonna start reloading, but I've got to get a 308 die. They're not bad shooters. This gun's guaranteed a minute of angle accuracy at 100 yards, and even with its cheap bullets and the wind blowing like it was, I was getting I shot 12 shots at the bullseye to dial it in after I figured out where it was at, and it took me a few shots to dial it in and get it moved over. But when I finished, it was hitting, the bullets were the holes were touching each other. I may see if I can attach a picture to the end of the video before I post it, but I mean, it was just packing them in there, and the scope's so high power I could see the bullets I could hit in the paper, and I wish it wasn't so windy out right now, but that's really what I have to deal with, it's the weather. But anyways, I haven't seen a gun on YouTube like this posted. I'm going to try to get a video here pretty soon of me shooting the gun and showing how it shoots, but it's an extremely good shooter, even with, what I'm shooting with here. It was still putting every one of them. There wasn't a single group that was out of the 1-inch range. I'll try to put a picture of my 12 shots that I shot to sight it in with, and then I shot a few just for fun, but it's hard to hold steady in the wind blowing like this, and I'm shooting off the bed of a flatbed truck here, try to get high enough to get up above this tall grass that we have here out in this field. But I just wanted to post a video. You can ask comments, suggestions. Those are Burris Extreme Tactical Extra High 30mm scope mounts. That's basically all I've done to this gun so far, but just got the scope in today and decided to do a review on it, and there's a lot more I'd like to do, but other than that, the wind's starting to kick up here. You see the grass blowing, it's blowing like crazy. I'm not surprised that my groups, I'm surprised that they all stayed within an inch. 1 minute of angle accuracy is what the gun's guaranteed. But anyways, the wind died down for a couple seconds, a couple times, and the holes literally were just touching each other. It looks like almost like one hole. But anyhow, that's all I can think of right now. I just wanted to post a video because I haven't seen anybody with this exact particular gun, the 26-inch barrel version, and I haven't seen anybody that has this exact scope yet. Basically the most powerful variable zoom scope that Leupold makes, up to 25 power. They make a few 45 power, fixed power models, but this is 50 millimeter lens. I don't know if you can see through it or not, but it's on 25 power. It's hard to get the camera to look through the lens to show y'all a picture of what it looks like. Oh well. But the gun cost $1,500. I paid a little over $900 for the scope. I got an extremely good deal on it, brand new in the box. Everybody else is wanting $1,100 for it, but so if you want this gun, you're gonna have to sink close to about $3,000 in it once you get. I didn't pay all that for it. The gun was a gift. Some gift, huh? Pretty awesome. But got the bipod on it. I recommend the short one. The tall ones, and if you're a bench thrust shooter, the shorter one would be great. But for interesting / field shooting, this bipod I think is the best. So, anyways, comments, suggestions, questions, they're all welcome. I gotta get me a brass deflector. I'm having to walk around out here in the grass and pick up my brass, and they're hard to find. I just piled them up here in this old box. I bought 100 rounds of PMC to sight it in with, and then I'm gonna start using good reloading ammo to get it close with. I just didn't want to. This stuff was cheap, and I don't have the die for the 308 yet. Like I said, $18 a box. 147 grain full metal jacket boat tail. It's not bad ammo, 100 yards. I fit, I think, I'm not sure, I shot, 19 rounds today, maybe. Every one of them, besides the couple stray ones that, the first shots from the scope being mounted, there's a couple stray ones that, hit 6 inches high or whatever, but, I dialed in for it, and I've reset the turrets to 0, because you just back these little screws out right here. There's 3 little screws you back out with an Allen wrench, and you can twist it back down to 0 so that you know how many minutes of angle you're actually going if you want to make adjustments on the fly. And it has a little bar under the scope here. I don't know if you can see it, but it tells you how many revolutions you've made on the turret. And so far, I've made 2 revolutions to get it in sight, but what I want to do is I'm going to wind up getting probably a 20-minute of angle wedge base so that I could try to get it back down as much as possible, because this gun, like I said, I bought it for long range shooting, and most of my shots are going to be hitting steel plates probably at 500 to 1,000 yards. This gun's more than capable of doing it. So I've heard from people that's got, similar versions, the 20-inch barrels or 22-inch or whatever it is. But this is the 26-inch barrel. Should give me a tad bit more accuracy. Anyways, it uses the FAL mags, but this is the one that came with it. Pretty good clip. If you fill it to 20 rounds, I don't put hardly 20 rounds in it. It's kind of heavy and whatever, but the gun's heavy itself, but when you put 20 rounds in it, it seems like you have to really slam it up in there hard to get it to load, because the springs maxed out and the bullets are hitting somewhere up in the receiver. And it took me a second to figure that out, but then it cycled through all 20 rounds just beautifully that I filled the clip up with. I shot some the other day without the scope, and I think I only shot like 15 shots today. I think maybe I didn't count, but anyhow, that's a short summary of this gun. If anybody has one like it or is looking to purchase one, I just half a box or a little better than half a box of shells, and I'm highly impressed with it. It just, you know, not many guns can this, you know, stature, you know, other except for other guns of this price range and give what you pay for. But I need to get a different scope mount so I can move the ring more forward here. That my eye relief that's how it fit me good, but I need to get a base that'll push it more out here. But so far, if you're looking to get one, I highly recommend this Rock River. Very good gun. I'm impressed so far. I haven't shot more than just, you know, a box of shells through it, but cumulatively, collectively, or whatever. Anyways, thanks for watching.